at the Linen Memorial. The artist Licia Troughton is coming as well. Beautiful artist, beautiful woman, and beautiful concept. The 400 linen cloths like that. That's us. We're going and we're chatting away here. I should have been paying attention there. Ryan was giving me the thumbs up. Steve's with me. I was going to say Steve. I was going to say Steve Cooney's with me. I said no. He's that's another person altogether. It looks lovely to see you, Steve Eccles of Eccles Physiotherapy. May we tell them first of all about the news of deaths in our community?
Yes.
We just heard the former Taoiseach in the Republic, Albert Reynolds, played a very, very important part in the peace process here.
Yeah.
He has died. He died overnight. He was 81. Yes. He was born in Ruski in Roscommon. He became a successful businessman and politician. He served as a minister in many governments over the years, many government departments, and was twice elected as Taoiseach. He died in the early hours of this morning following a long illness. And also greatly saddened to bring you the news of the passing overnight after a long illness of Jerry Anderson, my BBC colleague in Radio Ulster. We served there together for many years. Jerry was 30 years in radio. Started off with BBC Radio Foyle, Radio Ulster, BBC Northern Ireland. A legend, really, in the industry. He had great wit,
yes.
Full of mischief.
Yeah.
Going to be very, very sadly missed. And that's Jerry Anderson.
Yes.
Died overnight after a long illness, and the former Taoiseach, Albert Reynolds,
Yes.
he's gone as well. Sorry to bring you that news, but it's very, very unusual that you get news of two prominent people who have gone overnight in the middle of a program. You hear about it.
I met Jerry Anderson once at a music event, and he didn't know me from Adam, but he was very pleasant, nice. He always had time. He seems to have been a nice man.
He was that sort of guy. Yeah. He was a good man, and he went to London for a time, but the strings of the heart, the strings of emotion and passion drew him back to Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
We're with Steve, and I joyfully and mischievously refer you to you as my bike and back man, because if you're on the bike, as you very, very often are, Steve, the back will be well looked after.
Yes,
and
yes indeed.
People are doing things. Yes. What would you like to do with me this week? Where are you taking me?
Well, I was just going to talk a little bit about physiotherapy and what we can do for headaches.
Wow.
So there you go.
I hadn't thought of that.
Well,
there is a connection.
There is indeed. Well, before we talk about that, we should talk a little bit about referred pain. So deep tissues inside us, often if we injure them, if we have a problem with them, they may give us pain in different places from that where the pain is situated. For a famous example would be a heart attack, where you get pain into your left arm or your jaw, where when the pain is coming from here. It's merely the brain, the pain center in the brain, not really knowing where it's coming from and having its best guess. So it attributes it. And what it does, it says, well, nerves coming from here or from here and from the heart all kind of converge at the same level.
Yeah.
So it says, well, I'm not quite sure where it's coming from, so we'll give a bit of pain to everywhere and hope for the best.
That's the way it works.
It is. So
My goodness.
And I always tell people it's not your brain, it's the human's brain.
It's the human's, the way it works.
Yeah.
So that's referred pain.
Yes, and in the same way, low back pain can be felt down the leg, and it's then called sciatica. So sciatica isn't a diagnosis, it's just the fact that pain from your back is being referred down the leg.
Yeah.
And that can come from your back or your sacroiliac joint, and it could even come from your hip joint.
You mentioned a name there that resided with me for a long time in my life as a source of concern and pain.
Yes.
Sacroiliac joint.
Sacroiliac joint.
Sacroiliac.
Yeah. Sacroiliac.
Sacroiliac. There was nothing sacred about it when I knew it, I tell you. It tortured me for years.
Yes. But they can be horrible, dreadful things,
Okay.
So anyway, so the same thing can happen in the neck, and in the top 3 joints of the neck,
Oh God.
they will refer up. They will refer pain up into the head. So people who have a stiff upper neck often get a sore neck accompanied by headache. It's often it can be a little bit of arthritis or something up there, a little wear and tear, a stiff joint, and often if we gently work away at it, it can loosen it up enough so that we don't get the referred pain and the headache goes away.
I'm grimacing because this is very close to me.
Yes.
My youngest daughter broke her neck in a motor accident some years ago. One of the vertebrae
Yes.
was fractured. Thanks be to God, the spinal column remained intact.
Yes.
So she
Yes,
remained
indeed.
mobile.
Yes, that's.
And she's got screws in the neck
Yes.
and a plate holding it together.
Yeah.
She's tortured with pain, and I think you've been able to help somewhat. Let's talk about that kind of situation, because if there is hope for such people, then such people should be
Yes.
constantly with you and doing things.
Yes, and I think things are never quite as clear after fractures and surgeries and things, because you know you have damage in there that may not be obvious. You have scar tissue, and obviously a metal plate somewhere in a delicate area such as your neck. You know, maybe causing other problems. But I definitely think that building up strength, working on posture, it's very, very important. I myself, I've had 2 rear impact whiplash injuries in the past, and I have to a couple of times a week go into the gym and do some weights, just not big weights or anything, but work away at it. And if I do that, my neck remains pretty good.
When you're dealing with that kind of situation,
Yeah.
where there has been damage, even
Yes.
extreme damage of a plate being
Yes.
screwed in,
Yes.
how would you be helped, if at all, by something like an X-ray to show you what's in there, or a MRI, maybe not an MRI, but an X to show you what's there, and then you can, as you did to me, start working on the specific?
Probably not a great deal, to be honest. I think one of the problems with MRIs, and they're becoming more and more frequent, is that it's very difficult to look at an MRI and say whether this person has pain or not. You know, you can look at the findings and say, oh, okay, well, this looks like it's coming from a certain level because of where the pain is being referred to, and let's have a look at that level. Oh yes, I can see some arthritis, but there may be arthritis in other levels that you don't get any pain from. So it can be a bit misleading, I think.
So
more information.
What's the best way forward for someone who has a metal plate in the neck? What can you do for that person?
Well, I think slowly build up their strength.
Slowly. Strength is at the heart of it.
Make sure that the posture is good and that they're not overdoing it and not forcing movement at the neck where it shouldn't be being forced. Because, you know, the problem with a plate is that the levels above and below then become vulnerable to being overused.
Yeah.
So we just...
Is it in the nature? Is it in the nature of the pathology that the bone of the skeleton will become very, very strong? People sometimes say when you break a wrist that it's stronger in the build-up, and they.
I don't think it's stronger. I think that if you fuse joints together, eventually the word is ankylose. They fuse.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that you know the neck. The joints that are being held together are probably fused long ago, and so it's a big solid thing. But it's not those joints that we're interested in. It's really the ones above and below, that are being forced to do more than their fair share.
This is huge, because you're holding out an element of hope here in situations for many. I'm personally aware of one, as I said to you.
Yes, yeah.
But there are all kinds of people out there who are suffering from neck pain, whiplash pain, broken neck pain, and there's very little out there from the surgeons and the pain manager to say, other than take tablets and all the rest of it. But we want to go beyond that if possible.
If possible, yes. Now, some people, you know, there's not a great deal that physiotherapy can do for them, but many people can. And you know, I've treated people who've had headaches for years, and I've worked on their neck, and the headaches have gone. So.
Yeah. We must look.
I'm not saying I'm a genius or
anything.
anything.
But no, you.
Yeah. But you know, just simple mobilization cured a good deal of their problems.
Remind people of where they find you, because this is hugely important, Steve. Because there are people. You know, I can endure a bad back. I can work around it.
Yes.
But there are levels of pain out there that are completely foreign to me.
Yes.
I don't have to endure.
Yes.
What so many people out there have to endure as a consequence, post-operative ailment and whatever.
Absolutely.
How do people find you?
EcclesPhysiotherapy.com, or we're on the Old Warren Point Road. You can look us up.
EcclesPhysiotherapy.com, or down the Old Warren Point Road on the right-hand side, 300 metres past the garage.
That's right, past Kyo's. A few more mentions, and we're going to get our free cars.
How many? Are we getting two? Oh, well, and thank you so much indeed. God bless you.
Thank you.